Hey, good morning. It's Vicki Wu, your marketing guru, with your Friday morning marketing coffee break. Today, we're going to be talking about part 2 of our series in optimizing your LinkedIn profile for marketing your brand. Last time, we gave a brief overview of basic setup, choosing your cover photo, your profile image, and getting the initial part of your about or summary section set. And today we're going to dive deeper into that summary section. This is a really important section of your profile to use in marketing your business because it is above the fold. The things that appear on the screen before going down and you have to scroll is what's considered above the fold, and that's the things that people see first. Also, if you ever work with recruiters, or if you're actually in the job market and not necessarily marketing your brand, but marketing yourself, that about or summary section is also completely seen by recruiters. So with it being both above the fold and special for recruiters, you want to make sure that it reflects you and your brand properly. The first thing you want to do, and we touched upon this briefly last time, is have a good opening statement. You get about 2,000 characters in your summary section, but only the first maybe 300 are what is seen without someone having to click see more. So you want to make sure that that first 1 to 2 sentences really reflects your brand, whether that's your company brand, if you're an entrepreneur, or your personal brand. Make it something memorable that speaks directly to what you want the person reading your profile to know. Again, I mentioned last time that mine starts with the company tagline, which is the marketing you need only when you need it. And then we go a little bit further. And note, I review my social media profiles probably quarterly, not exactly every, 3 months on all of them. They kind of roll a bit. But even I have updated my summary section since our last coffee break. So it's good to go in and review it periodically. And I keep mine saved in Microsoft Word so I can make the edits in there and then copy and paste rather than trying to remember what I said last time or maybe accidentally erase everything and have to start from scratch. So always keep a backup. Again, opening statement, make it catchy, make it unique to you. As you're writing it, you also want to make sure you're optimizing for search terms. This will also help you if you're optimizing your company website with similar terms. It just is one more way that you can be seen and one more optimized link back to your website if you're including your URL in different spots in your profile. But I always recommend, I had a bulleted list in mine, and I just got rid of that bulleted list and just made sure I wove those search terms throughout my summary profile. You also want to make sure that it has a little bit of personality. It's a professional platform, so you don't want to go too overboard, and you don't want to be too, woo-woo, unless woo-woo is your brand. But you don't want it to sound too rote, and you don't want it to be just a recap of your experience section. So give it some personality. Tell a little bit of a story about yourself. Put your career story in context by using some storytelling. Don't go overboard, but brand storytelling is really powerful, so powerful that I'm having both a virtual workshop coming up on that and a live workshop is going to be scheduled in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you're in that area, be looking for that information specifically on brand storytelling. But you want to use a little bit of that same concept in your LinkedIn profile summary so that people can get a good feel about your brand and a personal feel about your brand. You also want to use this area to brag on some of your accomplishments. They allow now in your summary section to either upload some files or attach some links. I always recommend links, especially if you can link back to your website. Again, those backlinks are helpful. But if you don't have that, you can pull in something from Google Drive, or you can upload a file directly. So that's a great place to showcase some of your accomplishments without having to use up your 2,000 character limit. I have on mine, I've attached one case study. I plan on going back and adding a couple more of those. I've put a link to my portfolio. So think through maybe 3 to 5 items that you could either upload or attach a link, and that will allow you to showcase some of that experience without using your character limit. Also consider how people read online, and this goes for websites, social media when you can do it, anything online. Heavy blocks of text are not as readable, and people won't read those. So a best practice for anything online is to keep your paragraphs to about a couple sentences, 2 or 3 sentences, and then have line breaks. This uses up some of your character limit. Those line breaks are considered characters, but it's well worth it for your reader to be able to easily read it. And if you can put a few things in bullet points, that can help as well. But definitely white space between short paragraphs will keep the reading much friendlier to the eye and keep the person reading your profile longer. You also want to include maybe some of your goals and ambitions or guiding principles around your business. These are 2 pieces that I'm going to flesh out in my own profile a little bit better, because I have some guiding principles on my website, and I want to make sure that those are showcased on my LinkedIn profile as well. Maybe why you're passionate about the industry, or specific pieces of wisdom you've learned along the way, and unique knowledge that you bring to the table. Weave these types of items throughout your LinkedIn summary story, and make sure that you include that bit that's personable, that can create a connection while still showcasing your accomplishments. As you look through, making it personal, you want to use I, me, and my statements and not write it in third person. Vicki Wu was blah, blah, blah. Make it very personal and keep it centered around those I and me statements. And while you're doing it, be sure to also, though, answer the question of a prospective client looking at it. They're wondering, what's in it for me? How can you answer that statement while presenting a first-person story and let a prospect know what's in it for me? That's where some of the storytelling and sharing some of the accomplishments will come in, but you don't want to miss that what's in it for me piece while you're still presenting first-person I story. And one of the great things you can do, since LinkedIn profiles are searchable by keywords and found by keywords, a great tip, if you go to your profile and click on your profile summary, and under your profile summary, you will see a little box with 3 different numbers of how you appeared in search, how many people saw you in search. And you want to click on the 3rd one, which is search appearances. And doing that will give you a list of some of the keywords that caused your profile to show up. That will help you understand if your current profile is targeting people in the manner that you expect it to. Maybe you think that people are searching, in my case, digital marketing, but maybe they're actually searching entrepreneurs or some other word and finding my profile. Are those words the ones that I want people to be finding my profile? If not, I need to edit it and tweak it a little bit more. Remember, the great thing is that these things can be edited and fine-tuned so that you are constantly reflecting your brand better and better. You don't have to have it all right the first time. Wouldn't it be a nice world if we could all get our marketing exactly right the first time? But no, it takes some testing and takes some fine tuning. So be sure to review your profile regularly. As I said, I try to do mine quarterly and I schedule it. I have a to-do reminder that pops up quarterly, although I don't always get to all of them every quarter. But if you'll put a reminder on your task list to review, and when you do, I always suggest focusing on one or two. Don't try to revise all of them in one sitting because that can be a little bit more daunting. So again, your best practices for your LinkedIn summary section is that first catchy opening statement, put some personality through some storytelling, highlight your accomplishments, be sure to focus on what's in it for me, for your client or prospect who's reading it, while presenting it in a first-person story format. And then at the very end, be sure you include some type of call to action. It can be something as simple as, if you want great results with your blank, contact me, and put a contact link, email, website, phone, whatever it is that you want. But be sure to have that call to action. If you would like a free audit of one of your social media profiles used for your business with a couple of actionable recommendations you can take, I'm going to drop the link for our free social media audit down in the comments, so be sure you check that. And again, be looking out for our virtual and live brand storytelling workshops, which is going to be part of our branding workshop series. And register for those. You'll learn a lot in them on how to best present your brand the way you want it to be presented. Drop any of your questions down below in comments, or shoot an email, or check out our website, vickiwoo.us, and we are happy to answer them. We will catch you here next week for part 3 of our LinkedIn Marketing Your Business series, which will focus a little bit more directly on specific things you can start doing to market your business on LinkedIn. See you then.